Welcome to Gear Jammer Garage. Today I'm working on the C20 here. Today I'm working on this 1985 Chevy C20 truck. My buddy's got some parts for the interior. We're gonna do that today. Carpet kit, speakers, stereo, subwoofer, amp, kill mat, and I think we're gonna recover the seat as well. I don't know if it's both, the top and the bottom, or just the bottom. Gotta look at what parts he's got, but this is what we got going on today. It's a solid truck, just a little old, worn out, but we're gonna make that look good today. So this is what we're starting with. I'll see what he's got. There's a couple of little things that make it look good. Like on my truck, I did the pedals, did this part here. I don't know if he has anything for the doors, but we'll see. Well, I set up the table here. We got all the parts, a lot of stuff. We're gonna try to knock all of this out today. Let's start here. I'll work my way that way and then over there. I'll show you guys the part numbers as I usually do. This is the carpet kit. You can pause it and see this is from Rock Auto. He's got the brown interior with the mask backing and the jute padding, so this will make the interior sound really quiet. This is what I used in my Impala. I actually really like that. This is, I don't know what this is. The speaker mounts from Retro Sounds for the kick panel speakers. Thresholds for when you open the door. This is the 6x9 mounts from Auto Metal Direct. We got some armrests here. This is a subwoofer. It's part number for that. I don't know if this is gonna fit, but we'll figure that out. So this is the amp here. There's a part number for that. This is the stereo we're going with, just a basic one. It has Bluetooth and you can connect your phone. That's pretty much all we want. These are the speakers. These are the 6.5s for the front. The 6x9s going in the rear. This here is just some extra jute padding. This is actually for a different truck, but once we're in there and we see what we got going on, we may or may not use this. This is actually for a 85, 86 Dodge, and it's just the heat shield padding. But we have a kill mat. So this here is the seat cover. It's gonna be like a black leather type of cover, similar to what's in there now. This big box here is the foam. Oh, and the kill mat. Kill mat I used in my Impala videos. I also use it in my truck, the blue C20, when I did my interior. I really like that stuff. So I'm gonna move the truck forward, get it over there in the sun so we could have both doors open, both of us could work on it at the same time. We'll start taking it apart, we'll get the carpet out and lay that out in the sun to make it nice and soft while we work on the interior. That makes it easier to work with, especially that, you know, it's kind of in the shade and it's cold. So I'm gonna clean this out real quick, and then we'll take the seat out. The seat's just these bolts here. I think they're 9/16. There should be 4. One there, and then I don't know what's up with that. And then like one on the back and over there on that side. So this seems to be the worst of it here. I'm gonna clean it up with the wire wheel and then clean all this stuff out. I'll paint that and then we'll continue. Whenever you have like dirt and debris and stuff like this and it gets wet, it'll collect moisture. Well, the moisture from it being wet will start rusting the truck, and if you don't get it out, it just keeps getting worse and worse. That side over there is not too bad. It's just a little spot right there. So we'll clean this out. We got that cleaned up with the wire wheel. Interior is pretty clean. We're gonna go over it one more time and just make sure that we get like little crumbs like that off. We don't have little crumbs on the floor. And then we'll start laying down the kill mat. I'll start mocking up the panels for the speakers, and then we'll have a good idea how much wiring that we're gonna need, and then we can lay down the carpet and then just kind of finish this off. I don't think we're gonna have enough time to redo the seat, so that'll be another day, another video. This is going to go in that corner over there, and the speaker goes here. But the truck's got a panel there already, and that vent, and then same thing over here on this side. This one goes like that on this side. So I'm going to remove these screws here and all this paneling and the vent thing. I'm going to do the same on that side. And then we're gonna mock this up, and then I'll see if it's just a straight up bolt-in with self tappers, or if I gotta do some cutting. When I did my truck, the parts that they sent me, I had to do some cutting, so I'll see how it goes over here. We have the carpet out in the sun to try to soften it up, but it's just so cold here. It's really hard to work with this, so we're trying to get it in place. We cut the hole for the shifter. Trying to get some of these molded parts of the carpet where they go. Then we could go around and do the like final trimming, because the carpet's usually a little bit bigger. We might have to cut some here. You see there? The back seems pretty good. I think after all this settles in, that gap, it's right here. It's gonna, once this part settles in, it's gonna kind of pull this forward. So that might be cool. And then the carpet comes with these little flat spots that are already in it. Those are for the seat belts. There's like one here one here. Well, this is for the seat. This is for like the seat belt. So if you look behind there, there's those squares, and then there's the bolt holes right there. So there's another one right there. So we'll push this down, maybe sit on it if we have to kind of mold it as best we can before we cut the holes out and start bolting in the seat belts. But it's coming along. We're running the heater in it right now because it's cold and help with the carpet issue. I'm gonna take the radio out and install a new one. This is what we're going with. Just your basic little radio with Bluetooth. I only need 4 wires from here. The black one, the red one is switched power, the yellow one is constant, and the blue one is the remote for the amp. So I'm gonna get the other one out real quick, see what we got going on in there. That's gonna be a very easy install. Alright, we're gonna call it a night. Got the stereo in. I haven't pushed it all the way into the cage because I'm gonna do the amps, well, the amp and the speakers tomorrow. We did overnight some parts for that speaker. I need a spacer about 1 inch because the speaker is so deep that it actually hits the wall. So that's coming in tomorrow, and the grills for the speaker. So I'm gonna wrap this up for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. So it's the next day. It's 40 degrees here. I'm gonna install some of these on the battery. Got these at AutoZone. Part number is DL07050. So I could run the power wires to the amp. There's a hole over there in the corner for the antenna. So I'm gonna use that existing hole, make it a little bit bigger, and run the power wires out through over there. And it's back there behind the carpet. And then the amp's gonna go over here behind the seat. The seat's so low to the ground that I can't get the amp underneath it. So I'll put the amp over there on that corner, and then the subwoofer like over here next to it. So I'm gonna get started on that. And hopefully finish this in the next couple of hours. I gotta install that. The speakers were a little too deep and they were touching the wall, so we got a spacer to fix that, and some grills for the speakers in the front. So these here, the brass side will take place of the side post, and then this extended part over here is where you can mount your ring terminals for the amp or lights or whatever you're going to use it for. That's what these do. So I'll install that real quick, and then that hole that I'm going to use, here's the antenna wire, goes in right there. I'll make that hole a little bit bigger, and then run the power along this heater hose up to here and then to the battery. I got this kick panel, like the cover for the vent out. It's kind of difficult to do. This one's way more harder to do than the one for that side. I got the wires kind of laid in there. I'm using just a heavy duty set of jumper cables, and I'm gonna go like this, and this over here like that. You could ground with a frame, but on the truck like this, like that little wire right there, and then this little wire right here coming to the battery, that's like pretty much the ground for the whole truck. Back then, these years, I mean, they weren't running a lot of amperage and power, so I kind of don't want to have to upgrade that and deal with all that. So I'm just gonna ground the amp straight to the battery and not have to deal with any of that. So I'll run all this wire under the carpet. I'm gonna start mounting the speaker here and there on the new kick panel things. Well, I got the passenger side kick panel assembled. They didn't send grills. We ordered some grills that don't really fit, so I'm just gonna throw this in anyways, and then when the new ones come in, it's not too difficult to put that on. This is all ready to go in. I just gotta get my wire, get some screws for this, and this side's done. We'll do the same thing to the driver's side. Run the wire up to where the amp's gonna go, and then work on the ones in the back. So got the seat belts in. Ran the wires. The mounts that go back here for the 6x9s ended up being like 4x10, so they're real weird. So we're gonna have to order that to be able to get these speakers in there. For now, I just have the magnet hanging them there. This is a sub. Chad's working on wire wheeling that trim that goes underneath the shifter so he could paint it. And the amplifier is going to go over there. I'm going to start trying to get this in and plugging it in, see how it sounds. By the way, that kick panel's in. The one on this side, after struggling to remove the factory one, we ended up just putting it back and then getting this retro sounds and cutting it. So we cut it right along the line. We need speaker grills for these, and I think I'm gonna make like a little bracket so that when you engage the parking brake, you don't hit this. I'll make something that sticks out with like a threaded rod or something, because it does have a hole. So I'll use that hole for something. But it's coming along. Since I only have red wire, I'm gonna do this. So you know, red's red, and then the one with the black marks is negative. It's got black on it with a permanent marker, so that'll work. We had everything testing. Like I said, we're waiting for those to mount the 6x9s in the corners, there and there. Everything tested came out fine. Everything we tested came out fine. The head unit, everything works good. When we turn it off, turn it back on, it remembers what time it was. So all that wiring's done good. We're gonna clean all this up. We still got to recover the seat, so that'll be in a separate video. I'm gonna end this video here. This is the battery here, and if you do need a way to just do this real quick, get an old set of heavy-duty jumper cables, and that'll work. So thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time. This is the part number for those 1-inch spacers that we used from Metro, that we used to space the speakers out in the front. So it's the next week. We had some parts come in, some brackets for the 6x9s, some wiring that I needed, and the seals the weather strip that goes around the door. So I'm gonna start on the passenger side. Put one on real quick. This is the part number here. Got this from LMC. I have to loosen this, move this out of the way so I can pull this out. Probably have to do the same to the other side. So there's a new weather strip, and there's the old one. Real quick, I just wanted to check the length, and I did. Held it like this. The new one is about 6 inches longer, maybe a little bit more. Well, that's good because you can cut it, make it fit. If it was too short, you'd have an issue. So you always want to trust but verify. So I'll knock this out real quick. Let's get it installed. So this is the part that gets mounted onto the cab, and on this side, this is the seal. This goes towards the door. So on the passenger side, it would go like this. Then on the driver's side, it would go this way. So you mount this in here like this, and then just push it down. You could use like a dead blow if you have to, but for the most part, this is kind of easy. Just kind of go like that, and you'll feel it when this piece of the sheet metal goes into the weather stripping part. So just kind of go all around. When I come all around and get back to this spot here, I should have an extra section. So I'll just kind of squish it in there and then cut it. And then when you get to one of these round parts here like this, you really want to try to compress it, get as much as you can into that part where it turns there, here, here, and there. Just kind of want to press it in as much as you can before you continue, because if you don't put it in all the way and you keep going, this part will start to come out, and then you end up with like a gap. Well, I got the new door seals in on each side. We just need to vacuum up in here. We tested the speakers, they all work. There's 6x9s mounted over there. This one's mounted back here. There's the sub and the amp. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.